Welcome to the Firebelly Social Show. We're focused on talking to food and beverage brands that are on a mission to make the world better.
Hey everyone, Duncan here with another episode of the Firebelly Social Show, where it is my distinct honor and privilege to hang out with founders and leaders of mission-driven food and beverage brands. And I'm so excited today because there's such an exceptional example of the brands we love, and there's some great copy that's gone into the script today. We're popping into the world of purpose-driven snacking with Matthew and Jasmine Teichman, the husband and wife team behind Purplesful Popcorn, a brand that's proving that good for you and good for the world can go hand in hand. So before we get into the story, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Firebelly Marketing. At Firebelly, we help mission-driven food and beverage brands go through powerful social media strategies that build community, loyalty, and meaningful engagement. So if you're ready to use social to connect with your audience, go to firebellymarketing.com to learn more. So on to the show. Joining us today are Matthew and Jasmine, the flavor-driven and purposeful fueled founders of Purplesful, a brand that's reimagining what popcorn can be. I've been eating it. You can't see it, but I got a package right here. For those of you that are listening, YouTube, you can see it. Absolutely delicious, incredibly healthy, and it has purpose. So does it sound too good to be true? Not with these two running it. Matt and Jasmine are turning purple corn into something magical, a snack that not only tastes amazing, but gives back in a big way. And we're going to get into that. Their mission is to make good taste good by supporting local breakfast programs and community initiatives that help kids start their day right and reach their full potential. So, hey, I'm so excited to have you both here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. And purposeful is a bit of a mouthful. It's not easy. Everyone says purposeful. The purposeful takes a little explanation.
Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, we will. So basically, the genesis of Purplesful. So I've been in the industry, the natural food industry, for 22 years, and had some successes and some failures along the way, but had one group of successes where I took a company public and did quite well out of that. And what we lost out of that being public was our conscience. Like we were a natural food company with a real conscience, but when we went public, it became hard to kind of keep the conscience. And so I decided in 2020, yeah, to leave. And Jazz and I were sort of around the dinner table, and our kids are now 23 and 20 years old. And we decided it would be really fun to work together and see if we could figure out a way. We're both very philanthropic and very kids driven, and trying to figure out a way to kind of direct some of the profits of CPG companies over to those who need them more. And so that's where it kind of started, was a dinner table conversation over, I think, a little bit of red wine. And we ended up hatching the mission prior to hatching the product. So we didn't know what product we do. We knew in order to really deliver on the mission, we needed a high velocity category where you could really move a lot of volume, and you could generate meaningful profits that you could then move over to these needy charities. And so we figured out the purple corn part after, months
Yeah,
after.
we did the purpose first, for sure. And then we're a very healthy eating family. So we do try to eat, better for you foods and healthy products and all that sort of stuff. So that was really important to us as well.
Totally.
And then it was you who remembered that conversation you had with a Peruvian farmer. And they were talking about the benefits of purple corn and how it's better for you than yellow corn. The higher antioxidants, higher fiber, amino acids, all sorts of really great things. And then you asked about how it tasted popped as popcorn.
Yeah. I got in touch with him and found his contact information. Basically said, what can you do with it? Is this good for tortillas or is it good for popcorn? He's like, it's the best popcorn you'll ever try.
And it really is.
And he ships them up to us, and we popped it at home. Like, oh man, he wasn't kidding. Like, this stuff it's just like creamier tasting. And so that was kind of the birthing story of Purplesful. It came mission first, product second. And then it's been awesome. It's been 3 years of growth. We're Canadian and based in Toronto, and our Canadian growth has been awesome. And then we launched in the US a year ago, a little over a year ago, and now that's really moving as well. So it's exciting.
Well, congratulations. I think the part that I love about the story is mission first, because usually the mission, it's not an afterthought, but it comes later. But people are thinking about the product first. So, way to go, you guys. And
Thank you.
let's just recap that. So, more antioxidants, more fiber, amino acids, and creamier.
Yeah, like it's got when you try it, listeners, when you try it, it sort of melts in your mouth. It's got this amazing textures, and one of the reasons for that is because purple corn is a softer hull and a much smaller, half the size of yellow corn, and it shatters the hull when it pops. So you heat it up, the hull pops or the kernel pops, and it shatters that little hull. So it's instead of having something that gets stuck in your teeth or in your gums or whatever, you're always picking that stuff out of your teeth. You don't have that as much with purple corn because that hull shatters, and it also makes it much creamier tasting.
Yeah, creamier, silkier, I would say.
Just dissolves. It like dissolves in your mouth, and it's got this sort of great texture, great mouth feel, and then and then we have some great flavors as well that sort of round it all together.
I mean, that's amazing. So let's get into the purpose a little bit more. I love the phrase popcorn. Purpose meets popcorn. Let's talk about that more. What is the purpose, and share some of that.
Well, 25% of the profits get donated to children's charities. So they're all local charities. So wherever the product is sold, it'll go to a charity there. Typically, we've been doing breakfast programs. So in Canada, we've done Breakfast Clubs of Canada. In the US, we've done Feed More New York.
Yeah.
Where's some of the other Backpack Buddies?
Yeah. Some of the LA shelters do run nutrition programs for kids. We've given to some of those. So it's been very nutrition focused and sort of food security or food insecurity focused. But we're trying to keep it broad. So our mission is to donate $5 million over the next 5 years. And then, we'd like to keep it broad and help more than just, support more than just these nutrition programs. But right now it's almost entirely nutrition programs.
And that's such an exceptional idea because so many kids start their day out hungry. I mean, I know there are so many, I live in Indianapolis, and there's so many times I've heard that, oh man, when school gets canceled or delayed, that some of the kids they're relying on the breakfast provided at school, and so I think that that is just a much needed idea. And now there's lots of good news. I wanted to start out by asking you and congratulating you on getting into Kroger. That's a huge achievement.
Thank you.
Yeah. When we were thrilled. That was awesome. Yeah.
Well, what does that mean for the business?
Well, I mean, it's enormous for us. Like we've been in some of the smaller regional retailers, like great barometer accounts like Erewhon in LA and Central Market and PCC up in the Northwest and Wegmans and places like that. But we've never really had a big national account. So Kroger's the big national account. It's a trial, so it's on until March, and it's 400 stores that have this natural and organic end cap. But it's monstrous for us. Like it's our first real step into a national program, and we have national programs in Canada, but Canada has 40 million people to the US is 400 million, and if you want to be big and in particular, in our case, if you really want to make a difference in for these charities, you got to be big, and the only way to be big is be big in the U.S.
And I gotta say that before I even knew what y'all did, I met y'all originally at Expo in March. I just was like, what is that purple thing going on? I gotta go and then y'all were all matching and the product's amazing, and I was like, oh my gosh. But how did the branding work? And it's all so impactful. Share a little bit about that story.
Yeah, I think the branding, I mean, purple corn, it sort of lent itself so naturally, obviously, to our primary colors. And Jasmine's wearing the hat, the purple.
I've got the shoes, I've got the blazer.
Yeah, I have everything.
My phone case is purple. Everything I do is purple.
I'm only wearing the underwear at the moment on the show. But no, I mean, it just lent itself. Purple corn, all other popcorn's yellow, or almost all other popcorn's yellow. And so purple corn, we just wanted to attach to a brand, to a color that could really become our brand. And obviously it's in the name, it's in what we do, and it's everything. Like we are a purple dominant family now, let alone company. And it's kind of like the Veuve Clicquot, that orange. They own that orange, and we kind of want to own purple.
I mean, I'm immediately thinking about songs with the name purple in them.
Purple Rain.
Purple Haze.
Yeah.
Purple Skies. We need a playlist for sure. Do you have a playlist with purple?
No.
We need one, though.
Neither Jazz or I.
We're more musically literate.
I was going to say that. We're not musically literate, so
I'm gonna make the playlist for your consideration.
That'd be amazing.
So, what's it like now? This is a question that I've been dying to ask. When my wife and I work together, it's very clear designation on who's running what and who owns what. That's an amazing accomplishment at such a high level to work together as a husband and wife team. What's that like? Are there guardrails? Are there learnings?
Well, I want Jazz to answer that question.
Well, what's interesting is I think we have very distinct roles as well.
Totally.
I mean, we always have. I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. So I did that, and then Matt was working outside the home. Then we decided to do this, and it's very distinct on what we're doing. There's no question about things. So it's been great. It's actually been really.
Yeah, and the division of responsibilities, basically, Jasmine does everything consumer facing. So all consumer shows, all social media, everything marketing. And I kind of do the back end stuff. Like I manage most of the account calls with retailers, although you do a lot of that now too. But I do all the admin and all the back end stuff. Like, she's the face, thank God, she's the face of the brand. I'm the back end schmuck, doing all that work. And it works so far. Yeah. It's worked perfectly. We're also extremely conscious of how easy it is to fail, where your marriage fails in a business format, and so we're very conscious to be respectful at all times and listen to each other and try to stay in our lanes.
That's amazing. I love the way you described it. We're respectful and conscious. I mean, that I think is the key there. Now, what about customer feedback? What kinds of things do you hear from the customers?
So that would be me. I deal with a lot of the customers and stuff, and it is so awesome. When we get either emails or DMs on Instagram or anything like that, and people love the product. Oh my gosh, this is the best popcorn I've ever had. I can't believe how delicious it is. And then also the give back. I mean, as we were talking about earlier, having people really connect with that mission is amazing. And saying, it's so great that you're making a difference, that you're able to provide kids, like, as you said, with food. These kids who come to school with an empty belly, they're hungry and they're able to get food so that way they can concentrate and everything like that. So hearing those positive messages is amazing. It's really
I would also say, though, when we launched, we thought the mission would be the driver of why people would eat the popcorn and buy it. I actually don't we sort of think you have to do three things really well. It's got to taste awesome.
Yeah.
It's got to be nutritionally more dense. Like, it's got to be better for you. And then you've got to have a conscience. And so obviously we have the conscience, and the purple corn delivers the other two. And in the pecking order, sort of a waterfall of what I thought would be most important to consumers, it's not. It's exactly the opposite, actually. It's to get people started on the brand. It's how great it tastes. Yeah. You have to get them to try it, and then they're like, oh wow, that is different than yellow popcorn. And then they love the fact that it's nutritionally better. And then they love the fact that that we have this conscience. Yeah. But then to keep them, so that's to get them to new consumers to try it. But to keep them, I think they stay because of the conscience. Well, taste and conscience. I think they stay because of maybe all of them, but I think it becomes more and more important to consumers once they kind of know what we do, and then they hopefully stay loyal.
I mean, we used to have a joke around our house that you can't trust people that don't like popcorn. And
I love that.
We totally agree.
and our director of content, I was like, "Hey man, are you gonna have some?" He looks at me and he goes, "You know, I don't like popcorn." And I was like, "I can't trust you when you say shit like that." It's like, I said, "You're not even gonna try it." He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." And I'm like, "You can't trust people who don't. Well, how can you? Okay, potato chips, I get it. Maybe not everyone loves potato chips. Tortilla chips, most people love, but popcorn, who can say no to popcorn?" So.
Did your director of content find a new job quickly?
I'm gonna tell him, hey man, you. Now let me ask you this: what's next? What big things are you guys, or small things are you guys excited about that are coming up?
We've got a few big ones actually. We haven't really talked about it too much, but we're switching our whole product line over to coconut oil. So we're going where it's sunflower oil, but we're switching it over to coconut oil. And so if you can imagine purple popcorn, well, you can imagine it because you've tried it. But purple popcorn already is that sort of creamy, tasty, silky. Now with coconut oil, it's like that much
so good,
richer. Like, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's that much better. And so we're switching the whole line over. And then the big one for us is we have a really interesting innovation where we're launching a grass-fed butter purple popcorn. And it is, there are butter, like movie theater style butter popcorns out there. This is the most decadent popcorn you have ever tried.
So good.
It's crazy. Like we actually, we eat it constantly. And we're right now just finished plant trials and the plant, so our house is full of purple grass-fed butter popcorn. And holy moly, we eat it all the time. It's just awesome. So that's a big one for us.
I mean, I love the innovations, like little things that make a big impact. Sounds like how you guys are working at grass-fed butter. I mean, I haven't had enough to eat today, so I'm already.
We'll send you the samples.
Now, so that's amazing. That's really great. And look, I talk to so many founders, and a subset of them are mission driven, and it's hard, right? It's so hard
Oh man.
to run any business, but especially one where mission is driving it. What advice do you have for people, that are on this journey with you, regardless of where they are, but what do you want to remind them?
Yeah, I mean, like the overall journey, we've had a lot of companies and it is so hard. Like you can't understate that enough. Like to make a company successful is really, really, and so many things have to line up. Like you need a great product but you need sort of retailers to support, and you need that lucky break on the marketing side. And I mean, there's just so many things, luck and skill, that are involved in making it happen. And I think the biggest, this is not so much on the mission, but generally business. I think the biggest thing for any entrepreneur to think about is grit. You get knocked down so many times that it becomes hard to get up. But at the end of the day, if you get up and focusing on not burning too much money, so having a relatively strong balance sheet in a break even or close to break even business, that makes life easier, and you just have to get up every time someone kicks you in the teeth. And I really think, like, some of my friends who have sold their businesses for gazillion dollars, mostly in the natural food industry, their common theme, all of the common themes on that is like, I get up when I get knocked down, and it happens over and over and over again. And every time you think you're really, like, we thought we were really winning the other day, and then we got a brutal, notice from a retailer here in Canada, like, shit, like we thought we were killing it. And then, we're the fourth fastest growing SKU in their set and we're delisted. Like, what the hell's going on? But, you get kicked in the teeth and then you pop back up. And now our mission is to convince that retailer that they're making an enormous mistake and trying to do it quickly. So there's no one way, but I think grit is key.
So remember that horribly good song from the late 90s? Tub thumping.
I get knocked down and I get up.
That's the theme song for founders.
Yeah, it really is. What's it called?
Tub thumping.
Oh, I didn't know what it was called, but I thought of that as he was saying that. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's so true. You just have to get up. And I think that's probably true in life when things are going wrong with your spouse or your kids or whatever. You just get up.
Well, I just got knocked down and got up too. So now let me ask you this. Y'all work together, y'all are together. What are some of the things that are super important to you? You know, are you focused on sleep or I mean Jasmine, you already said that y'all are
Ooh,
very
that's so interesting. We've been talking so much about that lately. That's so interesting.
Yeah, you go.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I think of is are other things important? Family is the first thing I thought of. Like our family and community is super, super important to us. Yeah. So that goes without saying. But yes, we are, because we are a very sort of healthy, health conscious family. Sleep is important, eating better. We're actually trying to put together a little bit of a schedule, but like
life plan.
Yeah, okay, life plan is what we're trying to do right now. The things that are really important to us. And
yeah. So I think balance for everyone, balance is important. It's certainly really important for us, especially entrepreneurs. You have a tendency to overwork and, work weird hours. Like, the great draw of being an entrepreneur is you work your own hours. But unfortunately, those hours are like a lot and you're working late at night because you remember stuff and you're vested, like your money's in. So, I mean, balance is critical, but we're really working on our life plans right now. So like what is important? Health, community, wealth, travel.
We talk about travel is for sure big one. Family, prioritizing.
Yeah. So we have a whole bunch of sort of, it's very topical. We were just away talking about this literally 2 weeks ago. We did a whole life planning session. So we're in the middle.
I mean, 90% of that is pleasant. And then, our family even did the 10%, which is kind of like morbid but necessary. It's like, hey, what happens if one of us or both of us die, right? What happens to the company? What happens to the kid? All that kind of thing. But, I think even though it's tough to go through a lot of this planning, sometimes going through it with your friends or people that you trust and saying, hey, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? And you're so right, because what you plan, you end up doing. So if you don't,
oh boy, I'm reading. We really are talking. This was not scripted, by the way. We are I'm reading books right now about that whole manifestation. We both are actually about sort of manifesting your own destiny and what you think you do.
You are what you think you are. Yeah.
Yeah, and your conscious mind connected to your subconscious mind. There's so much there, and it's so true. Like you think about the negative people in your life. They often really struggle in life because everything they're doing is negative. So it pulls in negativity. Whereas the most successful people I know are the most positive people I know. And they're just they bring that energy internally. So again, not scripted, but man, we are talking the same language.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think sometimes there's just a synchronicity, I think is the word, right? You're on the same page, and I think we were all three of us were excited about talking today. And for the founders that are out there, so many of them, it's like, hey, how are you balancing things? I don't. Do you sleep enough? Rarely. Are you stressed out? Horribly. Do you work out? No. Do you eat carefully? No. Are you taking some time for yourself? No. And it's like, shit, at least take 5 minutes for yourself, right? Sometimes if I'm in a super busy day, I'll just, jam the tunes up really loud, or just turn everything off. And I'm just like, even 5 minutes can change it. So I think, founders really need to hear that story. And maybe that's a panel, maybe that's a panel.
Well, I tell you what I do, and I'm not sure I've ever told anyone outside my family this, but I block off 2 to 3 o'clock every single day, and I say I meditate, but really I sleep. Like I have a snooze every day. Jazz, you meditate, like you actually do the meditations, but I say I meditate and then I fall asleep and that's it. But I think those sorts of things, you got to focus. You need a lot of time for yourself. It can't be 80 to 100 hours a week of work because you'll burn out. And so, that balance, especially for an entrepreneur where you can't afford to hire anyone and all those sorts of major issues, then something's got to give, and you don't want your health to be the thing that gives.
Hey, well, before we close, I wanted to see if you had any shout outs you wanted to do for people that have, been majorly impactful or significant for you guys in this journey.
Oh man,
I know.
Good one. I mean,
I would have said Matt.
So. Hey, nice one. Me too. I would have said Jasmine.
Awesome.
I think our kids for sure, who are adults, 23 and 20, but very supportive. And, our families, like, your mom and sister are a massive resource for you. And my family, I have brothers and parents that are a massive resource. But I think the probably biggest shout out is really like, it's to us as a couple really who have figured out the balance so far. Have figured out the balance.
We've been married 25 years.
Right, so fair.
Dating,
26 years.
26.
6 years. Oh.
Outrageous. That is
cutting it short. But dating for 30.
That's usually we celebrate our dating anniversary is the big one.
Yeah, we don't celebrate our wedding anniversary. We celebrate November 4th is our dating anniversary, and we celebrate that one. But I think that is the sort of probably the biggest shout out is just how lucky we are and how much perspective we have in our lives to be married to each other, working with each other, and it's all healthy and happy.
This has been an amazing conversation, you guys. Everyone that's listening, I'm so happy to have had Matthew and Jasmine von Teichman, the powerhouse couple behind Purplesful. Proof that when you mix purpose with passion, a little purple popcorn, amazing things happen. So, hey, listen, check it out. Visit Purplesful. So it's purple and then sful.com. And don't forget to stop by any of the stores they mentioned, but certainly one of 400 Kroger's to support this important mission and help turn snack sales into donations for kids programs. So listen, even if you're like Bryce and you don't like popcorn, get the hell into the store, buy some popcorn, give it to your friends because it's for a good cause. And of course, if you're looking to grow your brand social creativity, authenticity, head over to firebellymarketing.com. We love to help mission-driven brands connect with their community. Thanks again for tuning in today to the Firebelly Social Show. This is one of the best things I enjoy doing. Thank you again, Matthew and Jasmine. This has been an amazing show. Thank you so much for making the world better.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And if you can't find it at Kroger, you can look on Amazon.
Amazon, there we go. Check out the website. You find all kinds of great things again. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Firebelly Social Show. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.